All right, so it's Tuesday. I just got home. It's the second trading day of the year, but let's go for some news today. So first news. Let's talk about something fun, something that is like more on the congratulatory note. Apple hits the $3 trillion market cap. Although right now they kind of bounced back a little bit. Right now, Apple is doing about $182.58, which is at 2.99 trillion. Over here, let me just bring up the article. Yeah, okay, so 182.88, that's where you actually hit the $3 trillion point. So, and we are about a few cents away before you actually hit the $3 trillion. But yeah, something very, 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 very interesting for us to look at. However, I did read an article by Forbes earlier this morning before I went to work. And it's actually quite interesting because I cannot really find the article again because it's on Forbes, and I'm not gonna pay money for Forbes. But it was basically saying that Apple basically wrote up the patent rights for the fact that they are able to use the intercharging for various accessories. So kind of like how Android is already doing it, where you can use your phone to charge another phone. But Apple intends to use the phone to be able to charge your other accessories, such as your AirPods, the Apple Watch, and such. So I think it's gonna be quite interesting. Of course, Android users are probably gonna swarm in and say, we did it first, we did it 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't care. Okay, Apple is doing it now, and I think it's gonna be very, very bullish for Apple. But yeah, I'm very, very happy to see Apple topping the $3 trillion market cap as we already expected it. I think this comes as no surprise. I've been talking about Apple for the entirety of 2021. I talk about how Apple is such a good buy at almost every single price point, and right now we are all the way at the all-time high, basically a little bit off, but so yeah, Apple. Apple is going to be a great company, and also I will be also uploading a prediction video for 2022, and Apple is going to be in that video as well. So, keep an eyes out for the Apple video for the prediction for 2022. All right. By the way, second news. For people who do not know about this news, myself included, actually, you might not really know who this Elizabeth Holmes is. So basically, this is a CEO, founder of let me try this. Theranos, the CEO and founder of Theranos, basically a blood testing kit, kind of product thingy majiggy. But yeah, I think that this Elizabeth Holmes, basically, she dressed up like Steve Jobs, where she wear the black turtleneck. I'm pretty sure they actually, yeah, she emulated the co-founder Steve Jobs by wearing black turtlenecks, kind of like the whole entrepreneurial vibes. And yeah, I think that she's just a great marketer in general because whatever that she actually did, she brought a lot of investors into the board. But end of the day, the product actually doesn't work, and then this was realized a few months ago, I think. And because of that, she got fraud charges, conspiracy charges, charges of lying and such. But yeah, I think that this was quite interesting. I actually read up about this. I first knew about this, I think, sometime in August or September, I would like to say. But I didn't really put much thought into it simply because, I didn't really care about the biotech slash pharmaceutical sector of things after being in that for the whole January, February, and March of 2021. So afterwards, I just stopped reading about biotech. I moved over to tech in general. So yeah, this was quite interesting. This kind of caught my eye. I was reading about the whole blood testing technology that she was talking about, how it was a great success and such. But it wasn't. Yeah, basically just a fraud charge. So that's basically how it is. I'm not sure what would the verdict be. Pretty sure she's gonna face prison time. But good marketer though. She definitely it's not a normal marketer if you're able to bring in like 100 investors into your company. And I'm talking about like various angel rounds. You're not talking about like your basic Wall Street bets kind of investor. You're talking about angel rounds. That means you have to convince them, you have to market your product properly and sell it to them, sell the idea to them. So, kind of ways to have such good talent going to jail, I guess. Okay, anyway, the last news. it would be Chuck Schumer pressing for the Senate vote on the changing of the filibuster rule. So the last time we actually have this news about the entire whole government sector was when Joe Manchin said that he's not going to be backing the Build Back Better plan by Joe Biden. This was in December. I think the December, I think it was like 2 days before Christmas, where Joe Manchin basically came out to say, "All right, we're not gonna be going. I'm not gonna be behind the whole Build Back Better plan," and because of that, basically the entirety of the Republicans are not going to be behind the Build Back Better plan to begin with, and for the Democrats, having one Democrat not be behind the Build Back Better plan basically makes Joe Manchin's vote so much more important, and because of that, the entire plan can basically just go down. It's the same as when the infrastructure plan came out, when we had the hard and soft infrastructure bill happening. The whole thing was great. We were looking for a $3.5 trillion infrastructure plan. And then afterwards, Joe Manchin is like, nope, too expensive. It's way too expensive. And because of that, the entire thing just dropped in price. They went down to all the way to, I think, $1.7 trillion for the infrastructure package. So yeah, basically right now, Chuck Schumer, which is the head of the Democrats, basically wants to press for a vote to change the filibuster rule, because the filibuster rule is basically the politicians' trump card for them to actually win. Because right now, if the Democrats do not use the reconciliation to kind of break this stalemate, then they'll basically be fighting in a filibuster rule and basically just fighting a stalemate until someone else get re-elected as president, which is very good for the Republicans. And for the Democrats, they do not want that, and which is why I can see why Chuck Schumer actually came out to fight for the Senate vote on changing the filibuster rule. But yeah, over here, basically, they are just talking about the whole Congress certification of the electoral college vote in the 2020 presidential election. Yeah, I think a lot of this are basically on the side of the Democrats, which is why I would like to think of myself more of like a 51-49 towards the Republicans. But I'm not a American citizen, so who cares? But yeah, I think it's gonna be quite interesting, because 2022 should be the year where we start to talk about re-election, and next year they will start to do their campaigning. So it's gonna be very, very important for Joe Biden to actually um, serve out the things that he said he's going to serve. And I think the citizens will definitely be looking at this as a very pivotal point, because if Joe Biden is unable to do what he said that he will be doing for the country, then we will have this whole other issue. People will not trust in Joe Biden. Of course, the Trump supporters will probably be like, yeah, I told you, Joe Biden can't do anything. This is why you should vote for Trump, things of that nature. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of lobbying in 2022. And for 2023, it's basically just going to be the whole entire election period, I believe. But yeah, I think that this filibuster rule change would be a deal breaker. If the Democrats are able to actually change the filibuster rule, there is a chance that the Republicans will basically just be like, all right, just go with the Build Back Better plan. Then, like they much rather just not fight it, so that they can have a clean battle. But politics, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go and shower now, because right now it is 15 minutes to 9. I need to shower. I need to have my dinner, and I have to prepare for pre-market. For market open. I actually been reading up about the pre-market earlier at work. Anyway, but yeah, anyway, that's all I have for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.